4 or 3 days week, and I will follow my trainer. Her name is Madison Mary. Sorry, her name is um, Madison Morris in the YouTube, and I usually follow her with the challenge exercise. Yes, and I would love to go to climbing to the mountain with my friends. Whenever I go with my friend to go to the mountain, climb the mountain, I feel fresher, happier, and lighter, and escape this. At that time, I think that we escape the city and find the natural environment, and that feeling is very good. Yes, and I I think that do exercise can have us stronger, and it balance our life, also make our smoothie better. Yeah, this is the way I improve my quality of life. And secondly, my idol is Ray Hans. He is known as a photographer. He's so famous for photographer. He is French, and I usually um, I can look at the photo hour, his photo hour without boring, because he can take a photo, and that photo is like can attract us so much. It can reflect the emotion of the person in the photo very well. Yes, and that's in and with that hobbies, I found that it is very interesting for my soul, and I feel interesting when I and it's
Thank you, Miss Natalie. All right, so I need each of you to ask me, Natalie, a questions. Okay, I need each of you here in this class to ask Miss Natalie here a question about her presentations before I give her comments. Okay, on her presentations. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys 1 minute. Okay, at least you have to have at least one question for her. Okay, each of you. All right, so okay, 1 minute. Start now. Okay, so yeah, you can think of questions to ask her. Yeah. So please think. Remember, please recall your memories about what she presented. All right, what she just presented, and her ideas, and then you can make questions related to her presentations. Okay.
Okay. So the first question from me.
I cannot hear from you.
Do exercise have, can prevent you from cell phone addict?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am, like I mentioned before, not do exercise. That is, like passionate in look at the photo. That's how to, I don't know how to explain that, but that is my second hobby. I love to I love to collect the photo from the right hand photographer. Yes, and because when I spend time to look at the photo, and I feel very nice. I can spend an hour to just look at his photo. So, and don't have enough time to play with the smartphone, or I can find another interesting than look at the phone or stuff in Facebook or TikTok or some media, social media. Thank you, Mr.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
your answers, and thank you very much for your questions. Yes, thank you, Mr. E. All right, another question, please, from another person. Yes,
Yes.
yes, Ms. Kay, please.
Yes, Mr. Natalie, I have a question for you for the second example that
Yes.
you mentioned that you have an idol, he photographer. So,
Yes.
uh, have you ever tried to build your hobby in taking photo or paint by yourself?
Yes, I try to make my hobby to be to become something better, but my skill is not good. So like my photo what which I take is just normal, cannot excellent and talent like him. So I just find his photo and look at and introduce some my friend and send to my friends these photos and they also really like it. Yeah,
Mm,
they just make they happy because that I
so
cannot
sweet.
take photos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so sweet. Thank you for your questions, Miss Tang, and answers, Miss Natalie. Okay, so Miss Lei, please. Thank you.
Miss Lee busy in meeting.
Okay, Miss Lei.
Urgent meeting. Maybe I will leave. I'm so sorry.
Okay. I'm sorry. It's okay. That's fine. That's fine. All right. So see you. See you later. Yeah. All right. So yeah. So that's all for the questions and also the presentations from you guys. So I have some mistakes from both the questioners and also the answerers. Okay. So both comments for you guys. Okay. Maybe some while you're talking or you're speaking to each other, maybe we have some mistake that we haven't known, so that's why I listen to it and I feel rimmed out. So that's why I'm give it to you right now. I'm gonna give it to you right now. Okay, so first of all, give, I will talk about Miss Natalie first because that is her presentations, right? Absolutely. Okay, so um, okay, so I'm gonna talk about your strengths first. Okay, so like I said before, you have a very good fluency, as many times before. You keep it there and you trying to do it. Yeah, you trying to do it better. But sometimes when you're trying to think, you try to translate from Vietnamese into English in your mind. Sometimes just slow down a little bit. I think it's not something serious, yes, but however, like next time, maybe you can do it better by not improvise too much. Yeah, your hobbies and your idols, the celebrities that you love, and also your experience with photography. Yes, something like that. Okay, so it's a bit pausing there. So yeah, so I think like next time you can be better. Yeah. So that's the good side. Okay. So and the bad side. I mean, this is not really bad, but this is like not really good side that you need to improve, right? Okay. So um, like I said before, present, not not presentations, okay? Because you have to remember which one is the noun and which one is the verb. All right. So I will present to you today. Hello, everyone. Today I will present to you about blah 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 blah. All right. So, or I will make my presentations. Okay, but most of the time I usually say today I will present to you about blah blah blah. So it's gotta be more natural. Yeah, it's naturally. Yeah. Okay, so I would love. There are two things. Okay, you can choose. Like the first one, I would love to do something. I would love doing something. Okay, so you can choose to follow one or two situations. There. Okay, don't try to say I would love do or I would love follow. Yes, so it's not grammatically correct. So I would love following or I would love to follow. Yes, so it's gonna be much better. Yeah. Okay. So the next thing is I think that do exercise. You said do exercise. Okay. So I think that doing exercise, mình nghĩ rằng cái việc mình tập thể dục. So it has to be a noun or a verb in there. All right. So okay, I think that doing. All right. So you should focus more, stress more on the ending sounds. All right. Good. Um, and again, you're misused between photography and photographer. Sometimes you mix between them. Sometimes you say about photography, and sometimes you misuse between photographer. So photography is talking about the job of taking photographs. All right, and when you talk about photographers, mean that the person who do the photography, right? Yes, so this is quite different. Huh? All right, so you can try to pronounce that again. Okay, next time. All right. So his photos for hours and hours. Okay, not hours and hours, not only hours and hours. All right, so just you have to put the prepositions there. So I look at his photos for hours and hours without boring. Sorry, without feeling bored. Okay, without feeling bored. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So and yes, thank you, Mr. Nathan. That's all for you. So because now Mr. Lee started to ask you questions, okay, to question you. So his question is why doing exercise can prevent you from phone addictions. So I just want to clarify these questions because when Mr. Lee asked you that question, so Mr. Lee seems to be a bit struggled seems to be a bit struggle with the questions. So I just want to clarify the questions for you, Mr. Yi. Yeah. So why doing exercise? Okay, so you have to stress on the thing that you want to ask first. For example, why doing exercise? Tại sao cái việc tập thể dục can prevent you? Có thể can ở đây nó là một cái trợ động từ rồi, thay thế cho cái chữ do, đúng không? MER do did rồi đúng không? Can prevent tới một cái động từ này. Prevent you from prevent someone from something, right? So from phone addictions. Yes, Miss Natalie was right at this point. Mr. Natalie là tốt cái phần này. Phone addictions. Yes, good. Okay, and then Mr. Natalie said that spend time doing something. I just want to stress more on this one. Okay, spend time doing something. Là spend time thì cộng với một cái verb in hoặc là một cái danh từ. Chỉ muốn nhắc mọi người thêm cái điểm ngữ pháp này thôi. Find another interesting thing. Okay. Interesting thing, okay. Not interested, xong cái mình đứng luôn ha. Okay, interesting thing nó phải có một cái tính từ, một cái danh từ đi chung thì nó sẽ hay hơn. Have you ever tried? Yes, Miss Chang. Yes. Have you ever tried? Mình cái chỗ đó mình phát âm ever chứ không phải ever. Đôi khi mình đọc hay lộn cái chỗ đó ha. Ever. Have you ever tried? And Miss Natalie is like I tried. Là mình phải có cái nhấn ở phía sau á. Tức là mình đọc là I try thì người ta nghe người ta nghĩ là bài này không có dùng quá khứ kiểu như vậy ha. Thì mình phải nói là I tried, yes, tôi đã thử rồi ha. Rồi lúc mà mình nói về cái chuyện mà have you ever tried to be a photographer, for example, okay, to follow your hobbies, okay. So the photos I have taken, was not good. It's not good. The photos I have taken are not good as him, okay, or as my idol. Đó, mình có thể làm gọn cái câu đó như vậy. Những cái bức ảnh mà tôi đã chụp thì nó không có đẹp như là cái người idol của tôi. Ok, đó thì mình có thể, tại vì lúc đó Huy hiểu cái tâm lý là gì, là cái đó là một cái câu hỏi bất ngờ. Cho nên là Miss Natalie chưa có định hình được cái câu đó ngay cả bằng tiếng Việt nó sẽ trả lời một cách gọi là ngắn gọn như thế nào, đúng không? Cho nên là đâu đó là mình nói bằng tiếng Anh nó sẽ hơi bị lúng túng và mình không biết sử dụng cái thì gì cho phù hợp, cũng không biết là sử dụng cái cấu trúc câu nào cho nó ổn, đúng không? Thì không sao ha, cái này là Huy nhắc thêm cho mọi người để mọi người mốt có gì biết, mọi người trả lời tốt hơn thôi ha. Nó cũng không phải là một cái mistake. Yes, thì cái việc mà hỏi câu hỏi nó thể hiện được rằng là cái phản xạ mọi người á, tại vì nó không có sự chuẩn bị và nó là một yếu tố bất ngờ, cho nên là nó thể hiện được đâu đó là you're gonna be better in the future, you're gonna be much better in the future. Yes. Okay, very good. So next person, please.
Everyone loves hobbies, and I think hobbies are the essential parts of how we can achieve work-life balance and improve quality of life. In addition, it requires us ability to choose a healthy hobby for ourselves. It means a leisure activity. Firstly, listen to the touching period of life. Some of them help myself effectively. Secondly, taking photos encourage you to discover meaningful moments and love your life more. It improves observation skill and the ability to express emotions, especially with introverts. I know a guy named Hingman. He used to be a singer and and model. Then he found his passion for photography and decides to turn that hobby into his career. And now he is a photographer known to be impressed with his bee and white shot. To sum up, I believe that having a healthy hobby is extremely vital. Makes our life better. And thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you, Miss Dang. All right, your presentation is good. However, we have a lot of background noises like. Can you please check again?
My neighbor is making some noise.
Yeah. Okay. It's okay. I mean, like it's much better. Yeah. Okay. Because there are some background noises. Yeah. Okay. Much better. Thank you. All right. So, questions, everyone. 1 minute. Okay, for questions. For your questions. Okay.
Willing to do, and they can willing to spend a lot of time to do it, and find a hobby that can help us earn money.
Of maybe the Wi-Fi connections, or maybe because of wind. Okay.
I heard Darcy told because hobby is the people love what they like to do, so they will try to do that by their heart, and when they do that, I think they can easier to get money from what they
Okay.
do. Yeah.
You can say it can be easier for them to make money because of that, right?
It can be easy for them.
Easier.
Easily.
Yeah.
It can be easily for them to get money from that.
Okay. It can be easy, or it can be easier.
Oh.
Easier.
It can be easier for them.
Okay. Okay. Miss Kay is back here. All right.
Hello.
Hello. Yes. I think it's much better.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
it's much better.
It is necessary to answer you again, Mr. G.
I think he got your idea already.
I got your idea already.
Yeah. Okay. Don't worry. Okay. So thank you both of you, right, for your questions, also your answer. All right. So Miss Natalie, can you please?
Yes.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, as you suggest, music is the first. Music is the hobbies can help improve the quality of life. So, what kind of music do you recommend for us to make us better, to make people feel better?
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Miss Natalie, for your questions. Okay. All right. So.
Yes, thank you for your question. But there are a lot of kind of music by Đường đến đỉnh Vinh Quang.
Yes.
Yeah, I know this song.
I listen to it every day, you know. I listen to it every day, you know.
Yes, I think that I cannot suggest you the one kind of music that you could love.
To correct them for you, so this is okay. Yeah. So the first thing is essential, because you pronounce it as essential. So I would fix it. I would correct it essential. Show. Yeah.
Essential.
Essential. Yeah. Essential. It's gonna be smoother, like it's gonna move it's gonna be smoother, like essential. Instead of saying essential, so you can say essential. Yeah, it's gonna be much better. Yeah, it requires. You're missing the ending sound again. It requires. Yeah, it requires. Remember, singular. Yes, singular subjects, we have to use requires. We have put s and es at the end of the word. Okay, so leisures, activities. Okay,
leisure activities.
Yeah, leisures. I would say leisures activities. Yeah. Okay, hoạt động leisure là gì nhỉ? Huy vẫn chưa có hình dung được cái từ tiếng Việt của nó. Leisure. Leisure, yeah. Leisure chứ giọng Mỹ nó sẽ là leisure. Leisure, nhưng mà giọng Anh nó sẽ là leisure. Sorry ha, cái nào có đúng ha, cho nên là đôi khi Huy cũng bị một số cái bị nó liên quan tới vùng miền á, thì mọi người cũng thông cảm ha, tại vì đôi khi là ví dụ như là mọi người đọc leisure là giọng Mỹ đúng không, nhưng mà leisure thì đều đúng. Nhưng mà don't forget, okay, because when you follow the US accent, so you have to pronounce this word as leisure, 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 yes. Nó kéo dài hơn một xíu so với giọng Anh nó là leisure, 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 leisure activities, yeah. Okay, yes, nhớ ha, dòng Mỹ là sẽ kéo dài cái chữ y ra một xíu cho mọi người ha. Okay, leisure. Suggest, suggest, suggest. Okay. Đọc nghe suggest, ví dụ cái âm là thì dễ đúng không? Âm s đúng không? Suggest, music. Thật ra music không có s. Miss Trang đọc chữ music này, mình đọc cái âm rõ lên. Music không có music, mà chỉ có là music. Many kinds of music. Yes, music.
Music.
Yeah, music. Đôi khi mình phải đọc cái ending sound nó hơi lớn hơn một xíu để mà làm gì cho nó người ta nghe, người ta cảm thấy nó rõ ràng hơn, và người ta sẽ cảm thấy là mình không có bị đánh. Nó từ đẩy từ trong cổ họng mình, cuối họng mình, nó đẩy ra, nó dừng ở chỗ đó và nó khựng ngay chỗ đó một cái là tự động người ta sẽ hiểu tới là cái âm. Còn nếu mà khi mà mình chưa được cái điều đó thì mình cố gắng mình phát âm cái âm lớn hơn một xíu. Yes, music, music, music. Yes, thì từ từ mình sẽ quen ha. Còn cái chữ tiếp theo nữa là cái chữ temporarily. Yes, temporarily. Chữ này nó hơi khó đọc, nếu mà mình đọc nhanh thì nó hơi khó đọc ha. Temper, cái chữ per mình đọc lướt cũng được. Temporarily, yeah. Temporarily. Mình chỉ cần đọc rõ cái chữ gì, cái chữ air. Yes, temporarily. Yes. Okay, stage. Okay, biết sẽ phải đọc off. Yeah. Mình có cái từ off. Yeah, encourage. Cái chữ này hồi nãy đọc ghê quá, đọc gì? Encourage hay gì á? Đọc ghê quá. Biết sẽ đọc ghê quá. Encourage, encourage. Okay. Rồi hồi nãy cái introvert này, nó không phải là introvert mà cái gì á, đó nó sẽ phải là như vậy, một trong ba cái phải chọn một cái ha, chứ không có đọc là introvert. Bản thân Huy không đọc được cái đó luôn. Introvert, yeah, okay.
Tất cả từ điển trong bài.
Rồi vậy thôi mình phiên ra luôn đi ha, mình phiên trong bài
mình không đọc đúng.
Vậy là Miss Trang phải luyện cái từ, giống như là 20 lần 30 lần không được, không có đâu ha. Tôi nghĩ là ai cũng sẽ thôi. Cái là không cần phải hay, tôi nhắc lại, không cần phải quá hay nhưng mà phải đúng. Đó, cái quan niệm của Huy là như vậy, có nghĩa là đôi khi các bạn không có giọng hay, hair cái giọng doesn't matter. Huy